Come on, Summers, snap out of it. Under the circumstances, it's probably the best thing that could have happened to him.
Bloody Fletcher. He's got a heart like a bloody swinging brick.
Yeah. Gail, what did he mean by under the circumstances?
Oh, he knows I'm not in here for shoplifting. I'm here because I hit me little boy. I hurt Jason.
Harper, Bourke, Bryant, Burns, Birdsworth. Burns, Birdsworth.
How'd it go?
What?
The money, the kids.
Yeah, no problems.
Oh, thanks, Jude. Thanks a lot. That ought to give Mum a bit of breathing space. Get the welfare off her back for a while. Although when you come to think about it, it's not that much money, really. Not the way my family eats. You know, what I really need is something coming in regular, like, you know, like every week. Yeah, if I could get onto this factory lurk, now that'd be the thing, that'd be regular. Yeah, I suppose you're right. I had no chance of getting onto that. Not unless one of the others dropped out, and you'd have to have rocks in your head to...
It's okay if I come in?
Yeah. Come on in. We'll give you a lesson on how to change a nappy without sticking the pins in the kid.
Stop it! Come on in. You just make yourself at home here. And if any of you bitches touch her, I'll slam your heads through the bloody wall. Damn it. Damn it.
Judy? Judy, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Do you always storm out of a room and start crying when you're just fine?
Who's crying? What the hell has it got to do with you anyway?
Oh, come on, Judy, I know what's eating you.
Do you?
Yeah, you're angry and you're uptight with yourself for giving those kids the money and mucking up your escape.
Oh, so now you know the reason. Big deal. Listen, you. Why don't you just buzz on out of here and leave me alone? I'll get that money. You just watch me.
Yeah, well, you're not going to get it working in the factory. They'll keep all you earn until you're released.
They will not keep me in here any longer. Okay, I know I mucked up getting that money last time because I got soft over a couple of little kids. But next time I won't.
Well, Reynolds is okay, I suppose, but that Vince Talbot character, what do you make of him, Vera?
He's pompous.
Exactly. I mean, he makes us feel like criminals instead of that lot in there.
I agree.
Good morning, ladies. Don't tell me I have another strike on my hands.
Good morning, Mrs. Davidson. We were just discussing the conditions in the factory. I'm afraid there are some complaints already.
Oh, really? I find that hard to understand, Miss Bennett. I made a point of inspecting the place myself, and in most instances it seemed to me the women were far better off
Mrs. Davidson, we're talking about our working conditions, not the women.
Oh, I see. Well, this is hardly the time or place for such a discussion. Might I suggest you both make out written reports, and I shall see what can be done.
Mrs. Davidson, you don't understand. Well, it's like we're the prisoners, stuck in a poky little tea room with nothing to do all day.
You find it boring?
Yes.
Fine. Then I suggest you alleviate your boredom by utilizing the time in making out your reports.
Oh, but Mrs.
Miss
Davidson.
Bennett, whether the women are working within the building or outside it, they have to be supervised. Now, that is your job, and I suggest you get on with it.
Oh, Mrs. Davidson.
Yes, Mr. Reed.
I'll be taking a couple of hours off this afternoon if you've no objections.
And if I have?
Well, that could make things rather difficult. You see, my son is being released from the prison farm today, and I'd like to be at the station to...
Oh, of course. Take all the time you need.
Thank you very much. Morning, Miss Bennett.
If anybody touches her, I'm gonna bash their head through the bloody wall, and I meant it.
What's the matter, Judy? Fancy her, do you? Easy! Easy! You'll flatten the battery in your pacemaker.
That's not all I'm gonna flatten, you bitch. Now, all of you, back off.
Yeah, you better listen to her, because B. Smith wants this one when she gets out of the room.
Shut up, all of you!
That's what she said.
Why are you sticking up for her, Judy? I thought you liked kids.
I do like kids. But I don't believe that any mother that bashes up her kids doesn't need help.
Dead right. And we've got the cure.
The cure is not in here. She needs help.
What's all this commotion?
What commotion, Miss Bennett?
Oh, don't come the innocent with me, Gaffney. We could hear you on the ground floor. Get to your cell, Summers. And the rest of you, get out of here. Now move. Come on, Bryant, move. Stay here and start mopping this floor. Get those cut marks polished off. Those of you who will go down to the factory can report to reception and make it quick. The rest of you get on with your duties.
Doing this to me.
Baby bashers are the scum of the earth in here. Courts let 'em off lightly, but they give 'em heaps in here. Think they're treating you bad now. This is just the beginning. If they catch me talking to you, I'll be in for it too.
Oh, no, please, they won't. I've got to have someone to talk to.
All right. What do you want to talk about?
Well, who's B. Smith?
Oh, there's a nasty one for you. You're all right for the moment, because she's in the pound.
Pound?
Solitary confinement.
Yeah, but what old Lizzie said about B. Smith wanting me for herself?
Oh, you see, B sort of thinks she's top dog around here. Just about runs the joint. And she really loves kids. We all do.
What'll she do to me?
It's hard to say, really. Well, there was this Sheila in here a while ago. for killing her kid. They gave her the cold shoulder, just like they're doing with you. And then one morning, they found her in the showers, dead. There was a big inquiry and everything, and they pinned it on this half-wit called Martha. She was too dumb to defend herself. Just kept saying yeah and smiling a lot. She's in a loony bin now. Don't reckon she'll ever get out.
What's that got to do with B. Smith?
Like I said, Martha was a drongo. You know, a few bob short than $1. I reckon B. Smith put her up to it.
Sorry about this, ladies. It's not the first time they've let us down.
Why don't you use someone else?
We're going to. Anyway, hopefully it won't happen again. Sorry about the domestic duties, girls. It won't happen anymore. I've spoken to Mr. Reynolds and he's calling for tenders.
What?
Tenders, bids. He's going to let the delivery contract.
Oh, does that mean he's going to get in a new delivery firm?
Yes, Doreen, it does. And, talking of tenders and bids, what'll you give me on show pony in the 3rd?
SP as usual.
Oh, come on. Can't you do better than that?
How much do you want to put on him?
20.
Oh, get away. He'll be 25s for starters. And if he gets up and wins, that's $500 I've got to find.
Suit yourself. I'll go to the TAB. Judy, that little item of clothing you wanted, it's all parceled up in my office.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Well, I can't win with you lot today, can I?
I'll take it.
What?
The bet. $20 on show pony in the 3rd.
Well, good for you. Sure you can cover it?
Show pony's a donkey. He'll need a hurricane lamp to find his way home.
You hope.
Hey, Doreen, how come you're so interested in their delivery service?
Oh, well, it's Kevin, see? He's got a delivery van. And wouldn't it be real good if he was calling here? Oh.
Good morning. Erica Davidson here from Wentworth. Is Mr. Reynolds there, please? Oh, I see. Well, I'll leave a message. Could you tell him... Just tell him I called? Thank you. Goodbye.
Just like it was when I left.
Oh, what did you expect? You've only been gone a couple of months. I'll put this in your room. Can't tell you how delighted I was to hear about your remission.
I was a good little boy, so they gave me a month off.
A month on a 3-month sentence? That's maximum remission? You must have been a model prisoner.
Get off it, Dad.
Get off what?
Look, they gave me a month of my sentence, okay, but not because they made me into a good little boy. I just wanted to get the hell out of there, and keeping my nose clean was the quickest and simplest way of doing it. That's all.
Yeah, all right. So, what now?
So I don't know what now. I don't even know whether the last 2 months have been good for me or not. I do know, though, that I don't want things to go back to the way they were.
Neither do I.
Yeah, well, look, the first thing you can do about that is to not hassle me about what I'm going to do next.
Okay, no hassling.
Good. Look, I want to go out for a while. I don't like being cooped up inside for too long.
Yeah, I don't want this to sound as though I am hassling, but it would help if you could give me an idea where you're going. You're still on parole, you know.
Yeah, I know. I thought I'd go and see Sally.
Fine. Well, how is she, by the way?
I don't know. I haven't heard from her since I went inside.
Oh. Well, do you want me to drive you?
No, it's all right. Look, I'd rather walk.
Sure.
See you later. Mrs. Blakely.
Yes. Oh, Tony Reed, I thought you were
I got out this morning, Mrs. Blakely.
Oh, well, that is good news. Well, how have you been then?
Fine. And you?
Oh, good. Real good.
Mrs.
Tony,
Blakely, what I really
think
came
I know
to...
what. You've come to see Sally, haven't you?
Yes, is she home?
No, Tony, she's not. Look, why not come on inside and I'll make us a cup of tea or something?
No, it's all right. I'll call back later.
Tony? Look, I'm afraid there's really no point.
Why?
Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but I know you're very fond of Sally, and it's more than just friendship, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, after all the trouble you've been in because of her, and defending her against that bill and all, but...
What's happened, Mrs. Blakely?
Well, she's gone, Tony. Sydney. She didn't even write you. Well, the last I heard, she was living in the Cross with him.
You've taken charge, Birdsworth.
Well, somebody has to crack the whip, otherwise we'll be here all night.
I don't care how you do it, as long as it gets done. And I've brought a couple of extra hands for you. Perhaps you'd like to give them your instructions.
You can tell that one to sort the dirty linen out over there.
It's all right, Miss Bennett, I heard.
What about me?
You can work this bloody monstrosity.
I'll leave you to it.
Couldn't I just fold something?
You heard Vera, I'm in charge here. Now get up there.
She never said you was in charge.
And she never said I wasn't. And there'll be no smoking in my laundry.
Struth, it's red hot.
It is a bit warm, isn't it?
Hey, you said no smoking.
Oh, I mean there'll be no smoking on the press. All that smoke and steam's not good for your lungs, you know.
Wish they'd give us something to do or else send us back. This place is giving me the creeps.
We can't do much until that delivery comes through. Judy? What do you reckon Kevin's chances are of getting that new delivery contract?
Rumpeted.
Hey?
They're calling for tenders, right?
Yeah.
And you work here.
Yeah, but... Oh, I couldn't do that.
Well, you want him to get the job, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do.
Well, then stop bellyaching. Do something about it. All you gotta do, Don, is you just gotta find out what the lowest bid is. Get Kevin to undercut them. Now, that won't be the first time it's done, and it won't be the last either.
Won't, huh?
Haven't you ever heard of industrial espionage?
Yeah, okay, but what do I do about it?
Well, why don't you get Kay to help you? You know, give her a sad story about being a newlywed.
Bloody ripper!
What?
The horse co-backed, stone motherless last.
Oh, lucky for you, eh?
No how, kiddo. No how.
Poor Kay.
Mr. Reed, how is Tony's homecoming?
All right, I think.
You think? What seems to be the problem?
Oh, usual things, I suppose. He was a little bit tense, bewildered, slightly disorientated.
Oh, that's quite normal for someone who's recently been released from prison.
Yes, he'll settle down in time.
Of course he will. You must have experienced this lots of times in the past with other parolees. I'm sure with your help and guidance, Tony will settle into a normal life and society quite quickly.
Yeah, well, we hope so.
I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, good night.
Yeah, so we just ended up reading and talking all day and that, you know?
Bloody lovely. I wish they'd forget to deliver the detergent to this joint. You just look at my old hands.
Yeah, but listen, I'm not finished yet. Kay White started ringing around town to try and find the delivery van. And about 10:30, Mr. Reynolds rushed out looking for it.
And he didn't find it?
No, it turned up about 3 o'clock, just in time for us to knock off.
So you had a real easy day. Good on you.
But there's more, Lizzie. You see, they've decided to sack this lot and they're calling for new tenders for the job. And so I've decided to try and help Kevin get the new contract.
How?
Inside information. All I have to do is find out what the best offer is and tell Kevin so he can put in a better one.
You gonna take a sneaking look at the files?
Yeah, why not?
Well, mind you don't get sprung, because it's not legal, you know.
It's the bloody kid basher.
Please, I want something to read. You just let me take a book. I'll go and leave you alone. There you go, honey. Thanks. I met some bitches in my time, but you lot take the bloody cake. Had a girl, you have a good cry, huh? Make you feel better. Oh, come on, honey. You mustn't pay too much attention to what the others say. Nobody's gonna hurt you while I'm around.
What about basement?
Oh, don't worry about her. Here, come on. Wipe your nose, huh?
You sound like me talking to Jason.
Oh, look, take it easy, will you?
I didn't mean to do all those things.
I know that.
I didn't mean to hurt him. I love him.
I know that.
You believe me? I didn't want to hurt him.
Of course I believe you.
What am I going to do?
Look, nothing's gonna happen to you, I promise you. Trust me, will you?
Yeah, I will. The only friend I got in here wasn't for you and Noeline. I wouldn't even have anyone to talk to.
Yeah, well, anytime you want to talk, you know, I'd be really happy to. But I think you should be careful of Noeline. I mean, don't listen to what she says. Don't tell her too much, okay?
Why?
Well, just be careful of her. She's not to be trusted, huh?
Okay.
Well, I gotta get back to my own private apartment, huh? They're gonna come and lock the door in a minute. You won't be okay.
I'll be all right. And thanks.
Didn't you hear the bell, Bryant?
Yes, Miss Bennett.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Is it okay if I have a drink?
Yeah, sure. Help yourself.
Do you want one?
Oh, no, thanks, mate. I've got a cup of coffee here.
How's your day?
Usual. How's Sally?
I have no idea. I spoke to her mother. Apparently she's run off with Bill. She's living with him in Sydney.
It's a bit of a slap in the teeth, isn't it? You were very fond of her, weren't you?
Yeah, I suppose I was. I don't know.
Well, you'd think she'd have the decency to write and let you know.
That's what her mother said. Look, I suppose I didn't say too much to her about how I felt at the time. It's not as if there was any great commitment between us, so I guess that makes it history.
Water under the bridge, huh? Oh, well, there's always tomorrow.
Ho, ho. I was wondering how long it'd take us to get onto that one.
Get onto what?
Well, the next question is, and what are your plans for the future?
Well, it wasn't going to be, but since you have brought it up.
Well, yeah, I've had a couple of months to think about it. And I decided to have another crack at an apprenticeship.
BHP?
Well, why not? Judging by the interview I had last time, I'd say there's a fair chance.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you'd rather I went back to college and finished the course.
Yeah, well, of course I would, of course. But we agreed earlier, no hassling, so, yes, still got them. You might need those.
Is there a rubbish bin in here?
No, give it to me. Street. They've really got it in for you, haven't they? Where was it?
It's tucked to the back of the door. Oh, I wish they'd just get it over with.
Oh, come on, don't talk like that. They haven't got you yet, have they? What you need is some protection. Not me, the staff, the officers. Now, you know that Vera Bennett. Now, she's a bitch. But if a woman's useful to her, she looks after them, you know, if they lag and stuff like that.
Lag?
Oh, you know, dobbing people in, passing information.
You mean like spying?
Beats having your head bashed in.
But what can I possibly tell them?
You know that Doreen, Sheila?
The one with the long blonde hair?
Yep.
Yeah, well, she seems all right.
All right. Listen, she's one of them and they're after you. Now, listen, you can get her first and get yourself protection at the same time.
So he's gone off to BHP's Melbourne office to have another crack at them, as he puts it.
Oh, sounds like he's got his head together.
Yes, he's grown up, Meg. I don't know whether it happened during his 2 months in jail or whether it happened before that, and I failed to notice it.
Good morning.
I'll catch up with you later.
Sure. Mr. Reynolds, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to see Mrs. Davidson, if that's possible.
Oh, do you have an appointment?
No, I'm afraid not, Mrs. Jackson, but Mrs. Davidson did telephone my office yesterday while I was out.
All right, then. Well, if you just sign here, I'll take you through to her.
Oh, thank you. Much obliged.
Why, yes, I did phone your office yesterday, Mr. Reynolds, but...
Andrew, please.
But there was no need for you to go to the trouble of coming all the way out here to Wentworth.
No trouble at all, I assure you. And now that I am here?
Well, you mentioned in one of our earlier discussions that you were interested in prison reform.
Oh, indeed I am, Mrs. Davidson.
Well, there is a meeting of the prison reform group this evening, and I thought you might like to attend.
I'd be delighted. I take it you'll be there.
Yes, I will.
Then perhaps you'll do me the honor of allowing me to escort you.
Well, I had thought of driving myself there.
Oh, nonsense. I won't hear of it. I'll pick you up at...
The meeting gets underway at 8 in the city.
Fine. Then I'll pick you up at 7:30.
I think that 7:45 would be quite early enough, Mr. Reynolds.
7:45 then. I look forward to it.
I reckon I deserve a good rest today, after you lot having a bludge all day yesterday.
Not our fault, Lizzie. We didn't make the deliveries late.
Well, we went there ready to work, didn't we, Doreen?
Of course we did.
Work? You wouldn't know the meaning of the word. And what about responsibility? B. Smith and the pound, you lot off bludging, and me left to run the whole show.
You weren't on your own altogether.
No. What was I left with? A couple of drongos and a bloody baby basher. What good's that? And it'll be the same again next week.
Well, we'll try not to dirty too many pairs of knickers for you, Lizzie.
Knickers to you, too. What about this job at the factory? You reckon it's going to go on?
Yeah, I hope so, don't you, Jude?
You bet I do. Anything to get us out of this dump for a couple of hours is okay by me.
Yeah, you're not left with a baby basher.
Will you lay off her?
Who?
Gail.
Why should I?
Because I'm asking you to.
What do you want?
I just come in for some clean rags. Any obs? Factory not working today, eh, girls?
Perfectly well. We're only working 3 days a week. We don't go back till tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, well, better make the most of it while it lasts.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Nothing.
Come off it. If you know something, you better tell us.
I don't know nothing. Except sooner or later, one of you's bound to bugger it up by trying something stupid.
Like what?
How would I know? Have you got something in the pipeline already?
Will you get out of here?
It's enough! It's enough! I've taken all I'm gonna take! I've taken all I'm gonna take, Mr. Fletcher.
What have they done to you now?
You just see for yourself. I want to see the governor. I've got something to tell her, and it's important.
Okay, let me know if there's anything I can do. Bye.
What's up?
One of the new inmates got a bit hysterical, but they've calmed her down now.
How long's she in for?
No, she hasn't been to trial yet. She's on remand for child abuse.
What do you reckon she'll get?
I'd like to see her being sent for psychiatric treatment, but of course that's up to the courts.
Makes my problem seem rather insignificant, doesn't it?
I gather from that you didn't have much success with BHP.
No. No, Mrs. Jackson's already given me a lecture about believing it was all due to my having a record. I'm afraid I was a bit angry when I first arrived here.
Well, obviously you've calmed down now, so have you given any thought to what your next move's going to be?
Yeah, some. Can I use your phone?
Local or interstate?
Local.
What's the number?
It's in your teletext. Or it should be. Margo College.
You going back to college?
That's what you want, isn't it?
Well, yes, it's what I want, but I don't want it to look like I'm hassling you.
You're not. Look, I'm hassling you for the number.
Believe me, I didn't want to come to you with this information.
I'm very glad you did, and I shall ensure that Doreen's plan goes no further. Now then, about this terror campaign you allege is being waged against you.
Mr. Fletcher, you saw me cell just now.
Yes, somebody had turned the whole place upside down. In other words, they've found out the real reason why you're here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has anyone made any attempt to harm you physically?
No, but... Well, they were talking about someone called B. Smith yesterday.
Yes?
Well, apparently she got a message to the others saying that they were to leave me alone because she wanted me for herself.
I see.
So I thought if I came to you with this information about Doreen, well, you'd see to it that I got some protection.
We do not operate on a barter system here. If you wanted protection, all you had to do was to come to me and state your case. Nevertheless, I am grateful for your information, and you can rest assured the staff will give you every protection.
Oh, thanks, Mrs. Davidson.
Mr. Fletcher, would you take Mrs. Summers back to her cell and then bring Doreen Burns in here to see me? Mr. Reed, Erica Davidson, could you come to my office right away, please?
Burns?
Oh, yeah, what can I do for you, Mr. Fletcher?
The governor wants to see you in her office. And while I'm here, I may as well issue you all with a warning. If anybody attempts to harass or harm Summers in any way, they'll suffer the consequences. You understand? Come on.
harm her. I'll claw her bloody eyes out, the bitch. She's gone and lagged on a lot of us.
Yeah. And it looks as though poor old Dore's going to be the one who cops it in the neck.
Believe that she'd do anything so stupid. What's she got left of a sentence? A couple of months? Doesn't she realize she's placing all of that in jeopardy?
I am more concerned that her behaviour could have put the entire project in jeopardy, Mr. Reed.
Yes, of course.
Burns, Mrs. Davidson.
Well, has Mr. Fletcher explained what this is all about, Doreen?
Yes.
And do you have anything to say?
What can I say? I haven't done anything.
Are you denying that you were planning to obtain certain information about delivery contract tenders? And to pass that information on to your husband so that he would have an unfair advantage over other contractors?
Yes. Well, no. Look, I did think about what you were talking about, and I did talk about it to a few of the others, but I haven't done anything. Unless there's a law that I don't know about that says you can't even think or talk.
And I suppose you are now saying that even if the scheme had not been brought to our attention, you would not have gone ahead with it.
Well, that's hyper thingamy, you know, Mrs. Davidson.
Hypothetical?
Yeah, that.
All right, Doreen, you may go. But let me make this quite clear. If any of you so much as put 1 foot out of place and wreck this factory project as a result, or even threaten it, there will be nothing hypothetical about the consequences. Do you understand?
Yes, Mrs. Davidson. Does this mean I get taken off the factory job?
Why? You haven't done anything. Off you go.
Well, obviously you're keen to see this factory project go ahead.
Of course I am.
Fine. I'd like to see Noeline Bourke being given a chance at it.
I am aware of the family's financial problems, Mr. Reed. However, in view of her previous record, I am not fully convinced that she is an ideal candidate for outside work.
Well, while you're making up your mind whether or not you want to expand on the project, I'll see if I can come up with some reasonable arguments in favor of her inclusion.
I'm sure you will, Mr. Reed. I'm sure you will.
What happened, Dore?
Nothing.
Nothing? What they want you for, then?
Somebody lagged to Mrs. Davidson about me trying to get the factory job for Kevin.
Right?
Now, the only people I spoke to about it were you, Judy, and you, Lizzie, and I know neither of yous would have lagged, but if I remember right, you got an earful of it the other night in the rec room when I was talking to Lizzie about it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, don't you?
Why'd you do it, Noeline?
Do what? Oh, that's simple, Lizzie. She did it because she wants to be near her family and maybe do a little bit of pilfering for them.
Yeah, and the only way she'll get on the factory job is if one of us is taken off it.
It's pretty low, you know, Noeline. Puts you just about a half an inch below a snake's belly.
Come off it, Doreen. I didn't lag on you. Did they take you off the factory job?
No.
There you are, then.
Yeah, well, it's only because I haven't done nothing yet, but they knew all about it and they knew what I had planned.
Hey, wait a sec. That Gail kid and all that screaming she went on with a while ago, they would have taken her to the Gov for sure to find out what was bothering her. Well, maybe she lagged.
No, I don't reckon it was her, Lizzie. Anyway, we're not talking to her.
But you can still overhear.
Yeah, okay, look. There may be a bit of doubt about who did it. I still reckon it was that bitch over there. And we're going to be watching you, you know, Noeline. And you make one mistake and you're history. Understand?
Sure. But I don't make mistakes.
So, he's decided to go back to college.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good, isn't it?
Well, let's not start popping the champagne corks just yet. He has an appointment to see the principal tomorrow. He still has to be accepted back by the Board of Governors and all that sort of nonsense.
Oh, and what happens if he's turned down? Because he could be, couldn't he?
Yes, he could be. It's all pretty uncertain, isn't it? And I have a feeling that Tony's going to have to face up to a lot of uncertainty in the near future.
Well, I'm sure you'll be able to work it out between the pair of you.
Yeah, I know we will. Because as far as I'm concerned, Tony's future comes first. And if that means I have to make sacrifices, then I'll make them.
Well, how much are you prepared to sacrifice?
Meg, as I see it, he's got his whole future ahead of him. He's got to get it right.
You still haven't answered my question. If you have to, how much are you prepared to sacrifice?
If I have to. Everything.
Here we are.
Yes. Thank you for the lift.
Thank you for inviting me. Oh, don't go yet.
Why?
Well, I thought we might just sit here and talk for a while.
Is there anything in particular you'd like to talk about?
Well, the meeting this evening. You know, I had no idea the need for prison reform was so desperate, or so complex. I thought all one had to do was supply work opportunities for the prisoners and their problems would be solved. Rather naive of me, I fear.
Naive, yes, but not unforgivably naive. At least you're showing some concern, and the work opportunities you have created do help, believe me.
I hope so.
There is another reform group meeting in a month's time. Perhaps you'd like to come?
Well, yes. Yes, I'd like that.
Fine. Now, I really must go. I have a very heavy day tomorrow.
It's a long time.
What is?
A month.
Well, the date has been set.
Couldn't we have dinner tomorrow night?
Yes. Yes, that would be nice. Good night.
Good night.
I'll pass that on right away. Thank you, Mrs. Davidson. Oh, Meg.
Paul, I've been looking for you.
Oh, what have I done now?
Nothing. I was wondering if you'd like to come over for dinner tonight. You and Tony.
What's the occasion?
Oh, it's nothing special. It's just that I owe you a dinner.
Fine. What time?
Oh, 7 too early?
That'll be great. I'll be there with a bottle. Oh, listen, could you bring Noeline Bourke to my office for me, please?
Sure.
Right.
What do you reckon?
Hasn't got a hope in hell.
Oh, got all the clues, have you?
No, but I got you $20 from yesterday.
Yeah, and you're going to give me a chance to win it back today, aren't you?
Am I?
Oh, come on. $20 on the nose.
Come on, Kay. That's a 25 to 1 job, 30 to 1.
So?
So, give us your money.
Give it to you tomorrow when I get paid, if it loses. Oh, and by the way, keep your voices down today when you're listening to the races. Vince is on the warpath.
We'll watch it.
Because, young Doreen here could always do a job on him. Sweeten him up for us.
Me?
Oh, haven't you seen the way he looks at you?
Hey, yeah. See what happens when you go on a diet, kiddo? All the fellas get the hots for you.
Oh, rubbish.
Don't worry, Kay. If he comes so heavy with us, we'll just get Doreen to wiggle her bum at him.
Well, not too much, Doreen. You never know what it might do to him.
I do. All right, come on, what's all the noise about?
Nothing, Mr. Fletcher. Nothing you'd understand anyway.
All right, then settle down. Get back to your work, otherwise I'll put you all on report.
Oh, what's the good of it? They're all the bloody same bunch of no-hopers, do-gooders, do-nothings.
Would you kindly lower your voice? Now, in you go, and watch your language. I'll be waiting outside.
Thank you, Mrs. Jackson. Sit down, Noeline. Well, judging by that little outburst, I'd say that you're still not very fond of social workers.
What have you ever done for me?
Oh, I don't know. Offered you comfort, advice?
No, a fat lot of bloody good, that is. Advice.
That depends how you use it.
All right, then. Give me some advice on how I can get some money to help keep me family.
All right, number one, don't underestimate social workers.
Oh, yeah. And?
Number two, report to reception first thing in the morning for the factory detail.
Ah, pull the other one.
Mrs. Davidson has approved a trial period for you, and I stress trial period. So, number three, keep your nose clean, otherwise the money that you will be earning, which will be going direct to your mother, will stop.
Oh, gee. Gee, thanks, Mr. Reed.
Yeah, but don't thank me. It's all part of this do-gooder, do-nothings job.
They're at the barrier.
Red light's flashing. Racing.
Come on, you're not paid to stand around nattering. What's the hold-up, Kate?
Oh, I was just seeing if the girls have enough GVU grey to keep them going.
All right, get on with it.
They'll need more material.
Why didn't you say so?
But you didn't give me a chance.
How much do you need?
Oh, 4 bolts ought to do it.
All right. Here, you can come and give me a hand.
No, Margo's no good. She's hurt her arm, haven't you?
What? Oh, yeah, bashed it this morning. Hurt, too.
Doreen will give you a hand, won't you, love?
Yeah, come on, love. You seem to be the youngest and the fittest.
Oh, all right, stop the nonsense. We'll just clear it with your boys in grey.
Go on, and keep him occupied for a minute.
Come on, then.
Blast.
That's 20 you owe me.
You'll get your money.
Oh, gee, it's just like solitary with shelves.
You spent much time in solitary?
Yeah, a bit.
How long do they lock you away for?
Oh, a day, 2 days, a week. They can keep you in there forever if they want to. Why'd you lock the door?
So we won't be disturbed.
Why? What do you want?
Same thing as you, sweetheart. Locked away all that time. How long's it been, eh?
What?
Since you had a bloke, you know. Hey, what are you doing?
You stay away from me.
Oh, come on, what's the matter? Those prison Sheilas turned you the other way.
Don't you come any closer.
Oh, no, you won't, Doreen. You're going to be nice for Vince. If you start biting or kicking or scratching or anything like that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a word in the right little shell pink. And you know what'll happen? You'll get taken off this job. Back to Wentworth. And how long did you say they could keep you in solitary?
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare, waking up alone. On the inside the roses grow, they don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here are prisoners too when morning comes around.